Hello and welcome to Shohini's Kitchen. So today's recipe is an amazing dessert. It is a mouth-watering recipe which is very quick, simple and easy to make. So let's take a look at the ingredients for baking a tiramisu cake. We need 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 6 whole eggs and some pure vanilla. We also need more than half cup of confectioner's sugar, some vanilla again, cream cheese. I have used an 8-ounce bar, 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. We also need cocoa powder and espresso and 1.5 cups of water. Now this espresso works best for the tiramisu cakes, but you can get any espresso that is available at the nearest grocery store. So let's start baking the delicious tiramisu cake. First, we will sift the flour. Sifting helps the flour to get very well aerated and hence the flour rises very well when we are baking. Next, we will crack 6 eggs and collect them in a large bowl. We will beat the eggs for a minute at the higher speed, and when the eggs turn pale yellowish in color, we will add a cup of granulated sugar to them. So it's time to add the sugar to the eggs. Add the sugar and beat the sugar and eggs at the higher speed for 8 minutes. Now you will see that the color of the eggs and sugar as we keep on beating them at the higher speed will turn paler and paler and they will increase in volume. So you can see the texture has become so creamy and they are increasing in volume. So they have become almost 3 to 4 times the volume they were. So now this is ready for taking in the flour. So we will add the flour into this mixture now. Slowly we are going to sift this flour again through a sieve and add it in small batches, and then this process is called folding. Folding is a very important step while making sponge cakes. It ensures that all the ingredients are folded together into the batter without agitating the mixture much. So, if you do not deflate the volume of the sugar and eggs, then in that case, the cake will rise beautifully. So, folding helps the cake to rise very well. So, time to add some vanilla to the batter. Add a teaspoon of vanilla. Blend all the ingredients together gently by the process of folding. And now we will prepare the cake pan. Now you can also prepare the cake pan beforehand. We will grease the bottom and the sides of the cake pan with some molten batter. I use this basting brush to grease the sides and bottom of the cake pan. And then I have placed a parchment paper to line the bottom of the cake pan. I used an 8-inch spring-form cake pan. You can also use 2 separate pans and divide the batter into 2 halves and make 2 layers. I will make 1 cake and then use a serrated knife to divide the cake into 2 layers. And then we have to bake the cake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. Now you can see the cake has risen beautifully. It is beautifully done. The sides of the cake has left the walls of the cake pan. And now I will use this cooling rack to cool down the cake to room temperature. You will never want to apply frosting on a warm cake as your entire frosting would melt. So cooling down the cake to the room temperature is a must. And then I will peel off the parchment paper from the bottom of the cake. The mixing bowl and the whisk attachments of my electric hand blender have been put in the freezer for at least 20 minutes. To this I will add 1.5 cups of chilled heavy whipping cream. Now I will beat it for at least 2 minutes at the higher speed. Within 2 minutes usually the heavy whipping cream would transform into beautiful whipped cream. Now we will add some vanilla to the whipped cream. Now you can see that stiff peaks are forming. It means the cream is ready. We will not beat any longer than 2 minutes or a little bit more than 2 minutes, because otherwise the cream will become buttery and we don't want that to happen. So after the cream is made, we will transfer it to a bowl and put it in the refrigerator until we are ready to use it for our next step. Now in the same bowl I'm adding the cream cheese. I'm using 8 ounces of cream cheese. First I'm beating the cream cheese. The cream cheese will become soft and fluffy. And then to this I have added more than half a cup of sugar. Almost half a cup of sugar and little bit more than that. So nearly a 3/4 cup of sugar I have added to this. Now you will have to keep on beating the cream cheese and the sugar until it is soft and fluffy like this. So now it's time to add the whipped cream to the cream cheese and sugar. And then we will fold the whipped cream into the cream cheese and sugar mixture until it has blended very well. So the delicious frosting for the tiramisu cake is ready. It is a simple frosting. We are not using the mascarpone cheese here. Instead, we are using the simple cream cheese to make the frosting. Now let's move on towards making the espresso for lining the cake layers. It is a very important ingredient while making tiramisu cake, and I have used 4.5 tablespoons of espresso and have mixed it with 1.5 cups of hot water. Now I used this instant espresso powder. You can use any espresso that you get in your nearby grocery store. Now I will cut the cake into 2 equal layers by using a serrated knife. Now apply some frosting on the center of the cake board. in order to secure the cake in place. Now generously coat the surface of the cake with the espresso. Don't worry about the cake getting moist or wet, it will not, because it is a sponge cake, and that is why sponge cakes are so special. Now apply the espresso uniformly all over the cake surface. And once you are done with it, you will apply the frosting on the cake. Now spread the frosting evenly on the surface of the cake. The frosting should evenly cover the entire area of the cake. Now when the first layer is done, the second layer will be placed on top. It's time to generously coat the top layer of the cake with espresso. Next, apply the frosting on the cake and then work it all through the area of the cake. Once we have coated the cake with the first layer of frosting, or we have crumb coated the cake, we will put it in the refrigerator for some time and then again take it out and apply a few more layers of frosting on it. So now, as you can see, those brown streaks on the cake top are actually cocoa powder. I tried to brush the sides of the cake with cocoa powder as it would look beautiful with that. And now I will make some little bit of decorations, very simple and easy decorations on top, and then dust the top with cocoa powder. So the simple decoration is almost done. There you go. Dust the top with cocoa powder and here's the cake. It is absolutely ready, an amazing dessert for any occasion. Do try this cake at home and leave your comments on the comment box and let me know how it turned out. Follow Shohini's Kitchen on Facebook and provide a picture of the cake you baked in case you have followed my recipe. I would love to see the pictures of your creations. And with your permission, I would love to add them to the Special Mentions album on my Facebook page. Now look at the layers brushed with the espresso. They look delicious, don't they? Look how soft the cake is, and it is so beautifully done. So enjoy the tiramisu cake. And happy baking to all of you. Like, share, and comment. Please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon for notifications. Thank you for watching and keep visiting my channel for more recipes.